5 fingers up when you hear Doc C. But you're also going to see me. And today we're going to try to do something a little new in Halifax County Schools. Because you know the waves of life are just crashing all around us. So today, get up out your seat. We're going to wake up to some gentle stretching to just get the body ready for the challenges of the day. You're going to learn that gentle stretching in the morning, otherwise known as yoga, is a great way to reduce stress, relieve anxiety, and just get your body ready and focused for today. So let's get up out your seat. Join me. Let's hit the mat. Sweet tea with Dr. C with our first morning routine. Oh yeah, we're going to love this. Going to a whole new level in Halifax County School, 7 minutes.
Do a short yoga practice that anyone can do.
Anyone can
manage stress and navigate our busy lives. We're going to start with focusing on the breath. It's the very first thing that we do, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. If you'd like, you can take one hand to your low belly and the other hand to your heart, and just notice the movement of your hands. It's that simple, breathing in and out. Notice that you're here and that you have feet on the floor, that you have strength to stand. Continue to breathe naturally, and just see if you can take a fuller, deeper breath. Lower the palms down by your side. We're going to find mountain pose. It's the foundation of everything we do in yoga. So rooting down through the left foot and the right foot, soft bend in your knees, and a lift through the crown of the head, shining the palms towards the front of you so that you can find your strength. Take a big breath in. Keep that length and exhale. Adding movement with breath is like a moving meditation. It's magic. Take a big breath in, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands will come together at heart center. That's it, you're doing yoga. 3 more. Inhale, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, hands come to heart center. 2 more. Breathe in, get tall. Exhaling, hands come to heart center. 1 more time. Big breath in, reach up. Exhaling, hands come to heart center. If you only had 1 minute, that would be a complete yoga practice. We're going to continue. Big breath in, reaches up. Keep the arms lifted, keep the chest lifted. Exhale, cactus the arms to a 90 degrees. Inhale, reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, hands will come to your heart. Inhale, sit back into an imaginary chair and bring your arms forward like you're holding onto a special gift. Take a big breath in and an exhale out. Keep the arms forward. Inhale all the way up to standing. Big breath in. Exhaling, hands will come to the heart. Now take a nice big wide step out to the left. Hands on the hips, stand up tall. Feet facing the same direction, take a big breath in. Keep the belly engaged and exhale, hinge at the hips. Root down through your feet. Inhale to come back up. And then take the left toes out towards the left. Bending into the left knee, 90 degrees, making sure that the knee is tracking right over the heel. We're coming into warrior 2. So you can start with hands on hips, rooting down through the back foot so that the knife edge of the back foot is also rooting down. And then finding a little engagement of the belly, in and up. You can stay right here with hands on hips, or take the arms out by your side like you just completed your mission. You just won your battle. Good. Take a peek over the left fingertips, the middle finger on that left hand, and breathe. Commit to the front knee bend. Breathe. We're going to reverse this warrior, keeping the lower body exactly the same. Taking the right hand to the hip, flipping the front palm up. Inhale, reverse, reach up towards the sky. Exhale will bring you back through warrior 2, both arms out by your side. Straightening the front leg now, hinging forward at the hips and coming into triangle pose. So the gaze can look down towards the left foot, or across the room, or up towards the sky. As long as you're breathing, you're doing good. Good. Take 2 more breaths there. Strong in your triangle pose, stretching the sideways, working the legs, rooting down. When you are ready to come out of that pose, take the right hand to your hip, straighten that front leg, other Inhale, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, lowering the hands down by your side. Inhale is going to bring the right leg out. We'll come into that wide-legged stance with the feet in the same direction. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale brings you back up like you could float towards the sky. Taking the right toes out. Hands stay on the hips, bend into that front knee. Bump the back heel as far as you feel comfortable doing, and then root down through both of your feet by mountain here. Good. Warrior 2, you just completed your battle, reaching the arms out by your side, peeking over the front middle finger if that feels comfortable for you. Commit to the front knee bend. Nice. Keep breathing. Keep reaching. Move the knee back over the ankle just a little bit. There you go. And then take the left hip to the left hand to the hip. Flip the front palm up. Commit to that lower knee bend. Breathe in, reach up. Reverse your warrior. Exhale comes back for your warrior 2, arms out. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward with the right fingertips like $1,000,000 is over there. And then come down into your triangle pose. The gaze can be down towards the floor across the room. And try taking the left hand to the hip just for a little bit more support. There you go. Awesome.
Good, do it like that.
Good. Breathe. Feeling your strength. Feeling your balance. When you're ready, taking both hands to the hips, straightening into the front leg, taking the feet back into a parallel base. We'll reach up with our breath. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Hinge forward at the hips. Coming back, up, use your breath. Right foot will step back to center. And then we'll just return back to mountain.
Mountain.
Mountain pose is something you can do when you only have 1 minute. Breathe. Feel free to close down the eyes if you're comfortable here. And just acknowledge your strength. When you're ready, lower the hands down by your sides, roll your shoulders, and you just did yoga.
We'll be right back.
I'm straight racking it. The girls say, man, you like to hit the right shit. Damn, I'm so expensive, but I can't help my flow ridiculous. Boy, got a gift like it gotta be Christmas. Swag on this like it gotta be gifted. The girls roll cameras and they want pictures and they gon' frame them. You see that? Let them to the bed while I'm saying my scriptures. Cause I leave you holy like you pray in the temple. One beat, I move with the letter of pencil. The mind won't miss you, good night kiss you. Take your van back, cause you got a pistol. And now I'm laying down, you pick her up, these issues. Baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah.
Welcome back after that enjoyable morning stretch. I tell you, I feel ready for Sweet Tea with Dr. Steve. You know, November is National Gratitude Month. It's a time for all of us to be grateful. And you know I'm sitting here with Dr. Battle, a.k.a. Dr. B.
Good morning.
Miss McCoy, our new principal of Southeast.
Good morning.
Our great superstar senior, Anaya Nicholson.
Woo-hoo.
And her awesome grandmother, Miss Nicholson.
Yes, good job.
And I said, you know, today is National Gratitude Month, right, Dr.
Yes,
Battle?
it is. Yes, it is.
And I just want to first open up by asking, what are you grateful for this month, Dr. Battle?
Well, Dr. Cunningham, that's an interesting question, but it is one that I'm happy to let the audience know that I am happy and grateful for my health and strength, for my family circle, and for the viewers that we have out there, for all the students and our staff. I am most grateful for that, Dr. Cunningham.
All right. Miss McCoy, what are you grateful for?
Well, Dr. C, I am so grateful for my health. I'm also grateful for the opportunity to be principal at Southeast.
All right.
I am so grateful
Amen.
for my students. I'm so grateful for my family.
All right. And Anaya, our superstar senior, what are you grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful for my family being there for me through all my decisions and just being able to be at Southeast with Miss McCoy and the rest of my friends and family.
All right. And Miss Nicholson, finish us up. What are you grateful for? You always call me with great encouraging words
That's right. That's
and
right.
getting me through those tough waves. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful for being a part of Halifax County and to be encountered with the Southeast principal. And I just enjoy doing what I do to support the kids.
Amen. You know, I'm grateful for supportive families all over Halifax County Schools. You know, and today I just want to talk with Anaya, Ms. Nicholson about yourselves and remote learning. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go right into our second segment, and we're going to just talk about week 13 of remote learning. Anaya, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the greatest, how would you rate remote learning? Tell the truth.
But all honesty, I would give it a 2.
Okay.
Because I'm good with computers, but at the same time, just like being on a computer all day and just being able, it's mental because you got to be strong about it. And you get up and be like, oh, I gotta do this and I gotta do that.
Yeah.
You really gotta be into it,
Yeah.
and then at the same time, you gotta teach yourself also, because you gotta understand that your teacher also had other students that they gotta worry about. So it's basically a mental segment. So you gotta teach yourself, have a strong mindset at the same time.
So tell us, what can we do to get it to a 5?
Well,
Or is it, or even is that just possible?
it's possible, because at the same time, I feel like it's my fault also, because I just think my mindset was weak at the time, and I was focused on other stuff, like knowing that school was more important. So at the same time, it was me, and I own up to it, because I can do my work, and I can get up in the morning, and I do get up in the morning, but I can get in the classroom, and I can know all the answers, all the questions that my teacher asked me. But at the same time, when I get to the work, and knowing I got other work, I get overwhelmed.
Talk about it.
So how important do you think routines are in this dilemma? How important do you think the routines are that you establish for remote learning?
I think it's very important, because you gotta know time management, you gotta set yourself a schedule, because at the same time, I also have a job, so I gotta know, like, if I go to work at this time, if I work on these days, the days that I'm off, I can do these assignments, and then if I have to go to work at the same time, and then I have a test, I gotta schedule the test, and I can email my teacher and be like, well, can I come in such and such this time and take the test on this class, because I have other things to do. So it's basically, it's big. You gotta set yourself a schedule.
And Ms. Nicholson, how have you supported Anaya with this remote learning journey?
It's been hard, and it's a challenge for me too, because I sit in class with her, and I'm gonna tell you, and the first thing I learned, you always gotta put God first, and you have to encourage yourself in order to encourage them. And when she get to the point where she's frustrated, I'm frustrated. So then that's when I go to the source, like, okay, if something has to be done. So I call to the school, I call their teacher. What can we do? Not just me, what can we do to get the kids where they need to be? Not just my kids, other kids too. Because it's important that we love all the kids. And it's been hard with Anaya, and 24/7, I'm fussing. Naya, if you do it now, you don't have to do it later. And I said, y'all kids got to understand that these teachers are frustrated too. So we all have to work together in order to get where we need to be in Halifax County. And I'm going to tell you, she'll tell you, I fuss all day long. Because I have 2 more Devian too, so it's hard trying to maintain her and then maintain Marjavian. She's more advanced than Marjavian is, so I gotta work extra hard on him. But it's been a rough road.
It's been a rough road. It has been.
Yeah, it's nothing we can't do if we pull it together.
That's right, because hasn't it been a rough road, Dr. Bowden?
It's
Since March 16th, when we had to go virtual, it's been a rough road, hasn't it?
Yes, and as I think about it, Dr. Cunningham, all of the things that we had to put in place in terms of the infrastructure, making sure that the internet was accessible to all of our students, making sure that all of our students had a working device, making sure that we went through professional development for our teachers, for our administrators, coming up with a protocol in terms of the scheduling, the way to communicate, how would we do this. For me, I have 2 kids in the house, just like you do, and the schedules, because I had a device, and then I had an older daughter and a younger daughter, and their schedules were not congruent. And so we had to work out different things as related to just the accessibility of the devices that we have. So it takes some planning. We had lots of family meetings, as I think that you had with your family. But those communication and the routines, those are pertinent things that make it successful for us.
Thank you. And then Ms. McCoy, what have you done internally to smooth things out in the school?
Well, at Southeast, we work with each other. We have our own little PLCs to learn different ways to communicate and hand out assignments. We communicate efficiently and effectively with our parents and students. We are constantly calling. We're constantly giving some type of avenues to help them out, because we know it's a challenge. So we want to give them all different ways in order for us to support them and them to support us.
So when you look at the concerns that were shared by Anaya, what immediately comes to mind as an action-based principal?
What immediately comes to mind is making sure we're reaching out to her and giving her some type of assistance to work around her schedule and for her to also be successful, because we need her to get into A&T and stay there.
Yeah,
That's right.
we need graduates.
That's right.
That's it.
And so, you know, Dr. Cunningham, as we're talking about that, and I'm listening to the two as well, from a parent's perspective as well as a student, what are some of the supports that you think we can do from the district level in terms of making sure that we can give students those successful avenues that they need?
My thing is, we has to be parents, not friends.
That's right.
And that's the most important thing that came down with the
That's
kids.
right.
They don't have enough support. And as if the kids see at least two parents, because I never miss too many of nothing at Southeast.
Right.
And when I show up, they're like, "What's wrong, Ms. Nicholson?" Because you know I'm coming strong.
That's right. That's
And
right.
it's nothing wrong just checking on Anaya and Marjavian, because that's my concern. Education in my home is number one, and they know that. I don't play about anything when it comes to school. And I told Anaya, when she was at the point where she wanted to give up, I was like, I called Dr. C. I was like, what can we do? Anaya is not doing what she should do. And I know Anaya can ace virtual learning. I know this. It's nothing nobody told me. I know this. And with the experience that I seen with the children, it's the parents against the teacher. You can't let the kids know that this is what's going on in the community or either in the school. So I had to come to agreement with that myself, because I'm a raging bull on. When Naya called me, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear nobody's side but Anaya. Anaya, what happened? Then I'm going out there. I said, 3 sides to every story. It's my side, your side, and the truth. We're going to find out the truth. So I go to the source first. If I don't get no solution from there, I'm coming to Dr. C. If I got to ride up here 5 times, I'm going to sit here and wait till he get here, because somebody going to answer me. But it takes a village to raise these children.
Really
We has
does.
to be that village.
Yes, it does.
You know,
Yes, it does.
and I
Yes,
tell
it
all
does.
the parents, I encourage all of them, if I don't deal with a lot of people, it's still, I love your child, because I have grandkids, and I never would turn against anybody. If I can help anybody, I would help them. But we have to understand that we can't go against the teacher and let the kids know this is what we are doing. We have to come to a conclusion. So when Naya tells me something, oh Naya, that don't even sound right to me. Let me call Miss McCoy.
That's right.
Dr. Monroe.
That's right. Call.
Let me find out what's going on.
That's
And
right.
I said, now you tell me something, they telling me something different. We have a problem. So tell me the truth now before I go out there and get on down. When I leave Southeast, I come straight here. Because I'm not going to leave anybody in the blind of what I do. When I leave here, I go back to the school. I just left Dr. C, and I told him what was going on, and we're going to come to a conclusion where we need to be, because we all have to pull together as a family. But the number one thing is it takes a village to raise a child, and these parents has to stop going against the teachers or order against their child. You have to pull it together, find out what's going on both sides. Then you determine what the truth coming in, because you're going to find out the truth. And that's why I tell Nina, don't ever lie to me, because that's not going to be pretty at the end. And you as well as Dr. C know, I'm coming forward.
Yes, he is.
I'm rolling.
And that's what it takes for success with today's children, or with anyone. With anyone. First, you have to have the drive inside.
Yes.
But that doesn't always get it.
That's right.
See, because then you have to have accountability inside the house. That's where Ms. Nicholson comes in, where she's gently pushing and setting high expectations in the house. Because clearly, what you have seen Ms. Nicholson say is that she expects Anaya to take the family to a next level. And that's the goal here in Halifax County, that our children elevate the family name. That's really what it, and it's really what it's all about.
That's what
Right?
it's about.
When somebody says McCoy, you don't want them walking backwards, do you? Like, oh, Lord. You want them to smile and say, yeah, that's McCoy. When you say Cunningham, when you say Battle, when you say Nicholson, you want a smile to come across the face. And see, that's what legacy building is all about. And what you see right now, Anaya, tell us a little bit about your future plans. Let's see if the experiment is working. Anaya, where you headed?
A&T.
What?
Yeah, all right.
I want to become a computer engineering or biomedical engineering. And I say that because I feel as if like I can turn something old into something new just by me thinking I can create different things. By me going into biomedical engineering, I can think like, oh, I can make a heart out of just metal and different types of things just in case like somebody died, they just can't have a life or whatever. So I can work towards it. And if I go into computer engineering, say Apple, like a lot of things that don't work with their system, I can help fix it. So I just feel like I could take my career further with engineering, and it's a career that's gonna be there forever because our life is based off of technology.
Wow. Now, Ms. Nicholson, what did you say when she talked about all this engineering?
I was supportive because I have a daughter that graduated from A&T and also a son.
All right.
So I'm all the way with A&T. But it's hard to let her go because I told her, you already know your grandma gonna be there.
That's
No
right.
matter what.
That's right.
When you open your door, I'm be standing right there. But I support Anaya and everything she does. Whatever her decision is, I want her to make her mistakes now and start in the long run. As time goes, she'll learn from the mistakes now, and she won't have to worry about, you know, if I trip here, I can get up now. But if she trip later, she might not want to get up. So I'd rather for her to get it now than experience it later. So I'm 100% with whatever she decides to do.
100%. And you see that it takes that pushing
Yes, it does.
to get her to that next level. See, becoming an engineer is not an easy job, easy task. Am I right? You have a science background. How hard is it and difficult is it to become an engineer?
It takes a lot of work, a lot of time, because you're gonna have to do a lot of science labs, which only count as one credit, but you in there 3 and 4 hours. So it takes dedication and time.
Takes dedication. And she's going to one of the best schools to prepare young engineers. That's North Carolina A&T, where the great astronaut McNair graduated from. Am I right? He was the captain of the Challenger. Did you know that? Out of Lake City, South Carolina. Look him up. Look him up. Last name McNair. Because then, you know, big things can come out of big aspirations, some really big dreams. What you think, Dr. Ballard?
You know, Dr. Cunningham, as we were sitting here thinking and talking, and Anaya was talking about her aspirations for North Carolina A&T State University, one of the things I thought about was, Anaya, tell us some of the steps that you did in order to prepare yourself for this, because we know we had College Week that just passed, so tell us some of the things that you did.
Okay, so we started, so first you really gotta have a relationship with your counselor. So if you don't have a relationship with your counselor, then it's gonna be hard because your counselor, she gotta write your recommendation letter. And that recommendation letter basically speaks upon your whole school, like what you do in school, how you react in school, just everything in school. So the week before school started, she emailed us and she talked about what we wanted to do, which way we wanted to go. She gave us 3 choices. It was college, workforce, and then the military. So she split all of us up. Then she had gave us the steps for each one. So the first step was our RDS, our CFNC, and it was another, our college board. So we already had took our ACT preps, and we had did the ASVAB for people who want to go into the military. So I decided I wanted to go through the college course, even though I'm already in ROTC, but I just feel as if like I'll do better in college. So then after that, we got done with all of that, and I finished my FAFSA early also, so I won't have to worry about that. Also.
You get that FAFSA in.
So then after my FAFSA, I had already finished all that. Then she helped us with our college essays. So the essays was basically about whether we wanted to talk about ourselves, what we wanted to major in, or either like our lifestyle. But I think it should really be about your lifestyle because the college application is already about your school. So it's really not telling about yourself and why you want to go into that college. So it should really be about your lifestyle. And then after that, you just gotta basically wait after you fill out the application and just pray that you get in.
That's
so
right.
market yourself. That's the way to market yourself, right?
That's exactly right. And Ms. McCoy, what has been done at Southeast to help a greater number of children go to college?
It's on.
At Southeast, we're working diligently with the counselor, making sure that she's giving training and providing information for our students. We are actually going to include a senior seminar class, which is going to help improve their knowledge on what they need to do as seniors. So we're still improving on what we can do with seniors, but we always keep them in mind, and everything that comes across our desk, we're like, okay, let's get these seniors involved and get them prepared for outside of Southeast.
Yes, because Dr. Bowder, we want to double the percentage of children, of our students going to college, correct?
Absolutely.
Right, but we want everyone to go to college, but we want you to go to college with a purpose. See, we don't want you to go to college just to be spending money. We want you to go with an end game, and see, your end game is to become an engineer and help change the world. That's a good thing. See, we believe in Halifax County that not everyone needs to go to college to earn a 4-year degree. We're just saying you need a certification. That certification can be given to you in a multitude of pathways in Halifax County Schools. Am I right, Dr. Battle? Some of these pathways could be automotive engineer, right? Agriculture, finance. We have a lot of pathways which go straight through Halifax Community College as well as through a 4-year school. But then, not everyone has to do that. We have students like Anaya who can jump, whoop, and go straight to North Carolina A&T and graduate on time. You all plan to graduate on time, aren't you, Anaya?
Yes, sir.
Tell them.
Yes.
and just graduate on time. So, Ms. McCoy, what else is going on at, you have a lot of kids over at Southeast doing great things. What makes you proud about Southeast?
The students at Southeast are very resilient. When you give them a challenge, they're up for every challenge that you give them. You never count them out. Some people think that they don't want to participate or don't want to be a part of the community, but when you give them that challenge to step up, they do, and we get so excited to see them. We are seeing more and more students participate in the CCP courses. We're seeing more going into the community college because we want all of them to apply at least to Halifax Community College to see what type of direction they can take in a technical path possibly. So we just want to give them any opportunity that we can to support them to be successful.
So when you hear, thank you very much, when you hear about the communication between the family, Ms. Nicholson, and you, would you think that the communication between the school and the home is clear?
I believe so.
Okay.
We communicate in a lot of ways. We send out the parent link weekly and let them know the weekly events that go on. We communicate via emails and definitely phone calls. We don't mind calling parents. So we also have our website. We have our school website, and we're on Facebook and Twitter.
So, Ms. Nicholson, when you listen to all these avenues about that Southeast uses to communicate with you, what would you say to that about the communication? Are you getting the phone calls and the messages and things like that?
Yes, I get all the phone calls, and when I don't, and I see that Anaya or either Marjavian is not doing what they need to do, I get on the phone myself and call them. If I don't get an answer, I call another teacher. Can you tell Miss McCoy, Dr. Moreau, whoever, to make sure they call me back ASAP because I need to find out what's going on. And I do a weekly call every week with all the teachers. Yes, at the end of the week, I call to make sure that Anaya and Marjavian is on point what they needs to be. So I tell all parents, you has to get involved. Not just listen at your child, you has to get involved. You has to make those phone calls, not your kids. So, Anaya, they can tell me anything. I said, well, let me call Miss McCoy. 5 minutes later, here come Anaya, like, Grandma, let me tell you this. Okay. I knew someone was right about your picture. I said, okay. I already know Anaya, I'm coming on every angle, so don't do this. And she was like, okay, Grandma. She said, I said, just be honest with me. I said, because Miss McCoy already knows, she know I'm going to call her. Even when Anaya got behind, was in checking into class, Miss McCoy called me. We was sitting through the drive-thru. I said, hold on. And I'm about to match the gas. I'm about to home, you know, we were working. I said, I said, Naya, Miss McCoy the phone. So I put on speakerphone. I said, Naya, what are you not doing in class? So I told Miss McCoy how I felt, you know, about the situation. And I said, then, you know, and I had to compare with her too because she has a lot going on. So we had to communicate together in order to get these kids where they need to be. So I'm definitely on your team 100. If you need me, you can call me anytime. I don't care what it is, what you need, I will be there.
So, you know, when you talk about that, I'm reminded of some of the pointers that we gave out in our last segment that talked about the routines, setting clear expectation, the fact that parents communicate regularly. And so as you are talking about those things, Dr. Cunningham, when we built this remote learning pattern and we were giving our information to parents on how to make it successful, this is a living testimony.
It is.
That it does work.
It does work.
When we work together, it works. And in situations when it's not working, we need to go back to one of these pillars because there's something that we need to do. And we want parents to feel comfortable to come to the table that if it's not working, call us. Let us know what it is that we can do to help to improve it. Because you have a willing staff, you have a willing administration. Our students are ready and very capable, and so it's now time for us to tap into those resources to make sure that our students can shine.
That's right. And what I love about what I'm hearing from everyone, even Anaya, is that success requires monitoring.
Yes.
And accountability. See, it doesn't, one entity just can't do it by itself. The school cannot do it by itself. We cannot. It takes the school and the family working in concert to motivate her to go to the next level. Now, you may say, I don't have a family. Yes, you do. It could be an uncle. It could be a brother. It could be a grandma. It could be anybody who cares. Am I right, Ms. Nicholson? That's willing to say, I'm going to hold you accountable to receiving your education from Halifax County Schools, and I'm not going to hear anything. See, I had that too. Didn't you have that?
Yes.
Did you have that? Did you have that, Ms. Nicholson? And now you have it. See, you have to have that support system, that one person in your family that's just going to hold you accountable. That could be an accountability partner. And just pushing you to excellence. That is what striving for 5 is all about. When we look at the strive, that means you have to go get it. Anaya, you're going to get it, and I'm proud of you, and I want you to get it done. And you know, and Ms. McCoy, you keep pushing. I want you to keep pushing the children of Southeast. It doesn't bother me that they go home with headaches. It doesn't bother me that they go home worn out. Why am I? Because the brain is nothing but a muscle.
That's right.
And over time, your brain just gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and you become smarter and brighter and better. And that's all we want in Halifax County Schools. This concludes our first, I'd like to give a big shout out. Ms. Nicholson, thank you very much. You have anything you want to close out and say?
No, I'm good. I'm just, like I said, whatever y'all need, I'm here.
We love you.
Thank you.
I'm here 24/7. Just make the phone call.
All right.
Miss McCoy, if you need me, I'm there.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So I'm behind whatever Halifax County needs. Count Ms. Nicholson in.
Amen.
All right.
And Devin, I want you to zoom in on the 9. Because I want Halifax County Schools to see the face of success.
That's right.
See, that's the face of success. When you come here and you do what you're supposed to do, you soar. Anaya, you soar.
Thank
And
you.
you're making us so proud.
Thank
Keep
you.
striving for 5. We'll be right back. we've been having a great morning, haven't we?
Absolutely, absolutely.
We started first with the yoga,
Yes.
and then we went where?
We went with our parents and our students talking about great things in Halifax County Schools and celebrating National Gratitude Month.
Yes, and aren't you proud of Anaya?
I am
Ain't she?
very proud of
Man,
Anaya.
this
Yes.
Great kid. I mean, great things are happening in Halifax County, aren't
That's
they?
right, and it tells us about our virtual learning.
Yeah, it's working.
It's working.
It's working.
It's
We
working.
know we have a long way to go. This is rural America. There are
That's right.
challenges all along. We know that with connectivity, with everything. But Halifax County Schools has been resilient in making sure our children have devices, making sure that we can repair those devices,
Right.
and making sure our children can stay connected.
That's right.
And we're doing everything we can to manage the waves. We can't make the waves go away, can we, Dr. Bowden?
We can't.
But we can hit them head on,
That's how you carry it.
and we can survive it.
That's right.
And you know, now I am so excited to talk about our next segment. Aren't you, Dr. Bowden?
I am. Can't wait to
I
get
tell you,
started.
we are surrounded by superheroes of Halifax County School. I mean,
With
aren't we with superpowers? You know,
Yes.
because when you go to the lighthouse,
Mhm.
you know, at the top of the lighthouse, you're going to see this light. And this light is generated from all of our superpowers. And we are now surrounded by a super team.
Absolutely.
The STEAM squad from inboarding and infield, and the STEM squad from William R. Davies. So
Yes.
first, I'd like to just introduce our two squads and why they're here. See, you know, Dr. Bowden, 2016, we were sitting in the war room, and we decided that we were going to rebrand Halifax County. Did we not?
We did.
That's right. We
We
said
did.
we're going to build the house,
Build the house while
what?
we're in it.
While we're in it.
While we're in it.
And we set out in 2016 to rebrand all of our schools into STEM squad, STEM schools, STEAM schools, or leadership or global academies, have we not?
Absolutely. We did.
And we did that as a way to say, community, we fixed it. We recognize why you left Halifax.
So come on back.
So now, come on back, because we fixed whatever made you leave. Am I right?
That's right.
We repaired our communication. We purchased the curriculums. We improved our facility. We increased the percentages of highly qualified teachers in every single classroom. Our schools are safer than they've ever been, and ultimately, our kids are graduating at a very high rate. Am I right, Dr.
Yes,
Bowden?
yes, you are absolutely right.
So now it's time to take on that man named General Ignorance. Now I want to talk about this guy
Tell
named
me
General
about General
Ignorance.
Ignorance, Dr.
General
Bowden.
Ignorance have been going around Halifax County schools, still spreading lies and untruths about Halifax County. Our graduation rate's declining. Is that true?
No, our graduation
No.
rate is not
Not
declining.
graduating rate. He's out there just spreading falsehoods. He's saying our kids can't read and they're not growing in infield inboard. Is that true?
That is not true.
That's just
Dr.
not
Cunningham.
true. That is not true.
And hopefully from our STEM squad and our STEAM squad, we'll give them enough information that so that every time someone has a negative, we can come back that with 4 or 5 positives.
So we put it out in the sky.
That's right.
You know, like on the Batman signal. We put STEAM and STEM. We put it out in the sky, and look who showed up. Our first person that I want to introduce to you is Miss Pippi Steam Stocking. How you doing, Miss Pippi?
Yes.
You on?
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Miss Pippi, can you just introduce yourself and as well as your team?
My name is when in character, I am Pippi Steen Stocking. When not in character, I am the principal of Borden Elementary STEAM Academy, where we have the highest growth composite in northeastern North Carolina.
Say that again.
We have the highest growth composite in northeastern North Carolina.
HGC.
Yes.
And talk a little bit about what's going on there at your school, and introduce your team and the sorts.
At Borden, we are growing kids. What normally takes the average school 3 years in 1 year. We're also introducing STEAM opportunities to our scholars. Our STEM squad consists of Miss Dominique Sykes, who is our media coordinator. When in character, she is the technologist.
The technologist. Dun, dun, dun.
We also have with us
Mr. Dejon Collier. When in character, he is
Dr. Steen.
Dr. Steen.
Dr.
the
Steen!
mad scientist.
The mad scientist.
The individuals who are not with us are Miss April Allen. She is the musicologist. We also have Skippity Skip, the rapping robot.
All right.
And Jessica, the career gypsy, who reads all the fortunes and tells them what their careers are going to be, and she sees into the future. That's what it's about, the future.
The future. And we're preparing kids for jobs they don't even know exist. And on our next side, Dr. Battle, we have...
Well, Dr. Cunningham, on this side, representing STEAM, we have the great Mr. Steen. So, Mr. Steen, please tell us who you have with us.
Hello, I'm Mr. STEM. I'd like you to know that our fundamental mission is to combat general ignorance. General ignorance and its legions of mediocrity have infused in the minds of the people in rural North America that we can't do what we need to do. And in Halifax County, Dr. C had the foresight, and also Dr. Battle, to summons the STEM and the STEAM squads. So he commissioned both of us to combat general ignorance. So when people ask what we do, our fundamental job is to root out general ignorance. General ignorance has these legions called mediocrity. Mediocrity means that we want to stay on the lowest quartile. Mediocrity means that students don't have to work hard, they just can get by. Mediocrity means that over 400 years of bondage, we just want to stay in that. So the STEM and STEAM squad both are here to combat general ignorance. General ignorance, we want you.
We're coming after you, General.
Coming after you.
All right.
And Dr. C,
Who are we joined with?
we are joined with well, I have to digress a minute. We increased our reading scores through a reading curriculum, then we have a math curriculum, and you can't have a successful math curriculum without Mr. Mathematica. Mr. Mathematica, could you put a couple equations on the place for them?
Sure.
Always prepared.
Oh, my goodness!
If you don't have connectivity, then go to old school and use the whiteboard.
You get pulled out a whiteboard and divide it.
All right, it's what y equals mx plus b. That's one of our favorite equations that we use, which is
Yes.
for the slope-intercept.
All right? Next, we have Mrs. Connectivity. Connectivity means we have to connect you to people and everything's related, STEAM and STEM. If you can't read, you can't do math. If you can't do math, you can't do technology. And if you can't do technology, you can't do engineering. So, could you show your connectivity here?
Sure.
She's connected.
Connect, go.
That's our network, y'all.
That's right.
That's our
Now,
network.
And it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
That's right.
we do rockets and robotics. We have our little STEAM pal. This is called Little STEM. He'll be interacting with your children when they come back. And also we have both STEM and STEAM in the park, but we have also our own thing where we want you to come to our schools and to make sure that we interact. We're going to practice social distancing, but okay, not right now. Not right now. Let me talk. Okay. Has a mind of his own. But at any rate, we have things like 3D printing, and Dr. Cunningham always talks about the lighthouse, so we'd like to honor you with the lighthouse.
The lighthouse. 3D printing right here.
Let your little light
Let your
shine.
little light shine.
And because we know behind every great leader, there's a greater leader behind them, that's Dr. Battle. Dr. Battle makes it happen, so she has a octahedral. This is a mathematical shape that students will see when they get into higher mathematics, when they get into their classes. So I'd like to give these to you. And all of this,
Thank you.
all of this was printed right there inside of William R. Davies' Makerspace, and both the STEAM the STEAM squad and the STEM squad, we have a layer, and that layer is called the Makerspace.
Right.
We're being helped by this person named Ben Owens. He's a world-renowned technologist, and he helps schools to go to the next level.
So we have these two gigantic maker spaces in the
Yes.
media centers, am I right?
Yes. Yes.
And I want to first hit it back over here. And I want you to describe your last steam in the park. And then I'm going to pass it back over here.
Okay.
Talk about it.
STEM in the Park, in partnership with Center for Energy Education was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Just being able to take some everyday items and show students how they can actually solve big life-size problems. It is really definitely pulling on their problem solving skills, their science skills, their inventing skills. One of the stations was jelly bean shapes. And we thought that was just going to be a station for the smaller children. But when the older kids came, you were able to see their engineering skills come to life because they were taking these toothpicks and jelly beans and designing these large-scale models. So it just goes to show us that, the level we put students on isn't truly the level that they can actually go to if they decide to use their brain. So, even with the old spill cleanup, our biggest thing was to make sure the kids saw the purpose in what they were doing. Because, we could do little stuff all day, but if you understand the purpose and we make the connection, then that's how it triggers that. And, that triggers their activities to actually want to learn more.
That's right.
So when the students were mixing just a little bit of kitchen oil and some water and then trying to figure out, it's like, well, hold on, we got a problem. This oil isn't coming out of the water. How are we supposed to get it? So the purpose was to learn about filtration. How do we clean our water cycles? How do we make sure that our water is clean? Because water isn't a renewable resource. So, we wanted to make sure that our STEM in the Park activities were engaging, but we also wanted to make sure that on the flip side, students were able to take little Easter eggs back home and say, okay, well, I know this, and now if I want to know more about it, all I have to do is these things, or I can pursue this career. So it was very fun. It was the cutest little girls that came. They wanted books. We gave away books. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. It was a great day.
It was great.
Day.
It was a full day. It was very relevant.
Very relevant.
We had an awesome turnout as usual, so we didn't expect anything less. We just made sure that we had enough things so that the elementary, middle, since it was a collaboration between three, so that everyone could actually participate. We had a really good crowd, and the kids really missed school.
Don't they miss
really
it?
missed school.
We miss you too.
We missed them just as much as they missed us.
Oh, you coming back?
And we probably had maybe about,
Just not today.
we probably had about, how many kids did y'all say? Maybe 50, 60?
Yeah.
It was awesome. So we're looking forward to coming out to the sister schools as the STEAM squad and doing the same thing. And I know that that's an expectation. We're just so excited, and we just hope that everything continues to go well. And when we're in character, guys, we are really
We are in total. Definitely you want that.
I just want to say that the sky is not the limit. That, you can shoot higher. And Halifax County makes sure that each and one of their children does that. So thank you, both of you, for that.
So we had our last STEAM in the park, over there at Inborn and Enfield. But it started over here with STEM in the park, right?
Yes, sir.
So talk about your first STEM in the park and how it has grown since then.
We started this initiative during the summer with the Center for Energy Education, and we understood that the students were coming back, so we needed to have some type of connectivity. So not only did we focus on the theme of renewable energy, since North Carolina is one of the leading states that provide energy-related jobs in the nation, we looked at things such as rocketry. We looked at things such as engineering. We looked at things such as 3D printing and different types of jobs and those types of things to get the kids engaged. We also did a thing called project-based learning at a distance, i.e. STEM in a bag. We've gotten 2 national articles with respect to the work that our team have put forth through the summer. But when we actually had our event, we had a tremendous turnout. Of course, the Center for Energy Education was there, but the kids enjoyed it.
Yes, they
Dr.
did.
Bell even put together a rocket, and she enjoyed it.
They went up 1,500 feet in the air.
Yes, but the whole thing is this. Project-based learning is going to be the saving grace for our educational system, And with the vision of Dr. Cunningham and also Dr. Battle and the partners such as the Center for Energy Education, we are providing opportunities. Parents, the kids just can't sit there on the couch. They just can't sit there in front of the screen. They have to work with their hands. They have to do things. So that's what we're about. We're waiting for you guys to come back, but since you can't come to us, we will come to you. You can't come inside the building, but we do have a big enough facility where everyone's safe. So I implore you to make sure that your students participate. We will have several more opportunities. In fact, one on the 17th that we're trying to put together where we have 50 students, and we're just going to do a rocket launch. Just an interaction. We'll feed people as well. But we want to make sure that you stay actively engaged. And I'm going to throw this pitch out as well. Students, you have to take your test at the end of the year. You have to take your test. In order for you to practice on what you're learning, you have to have project-based learning. Parents, they have to do projects. That's what we do. I'm not going to take any more of your time, but I'd like Mr. Mathematica, who teaches a math class, to explain the importance of how these concepts relate to the standards that you're teaching in your class.
Well, good morning, everybody. The first thing is that parents, make sure that you're involved with your students. Right now, we're doing a lot of hands-on things, but you need to get involved too. That way, you're learning as they're learning, definitely during this period of time. Our content standards are matched up to the project-based learning. We actually have a new math curriculum that's online, and one of the units that's in there that the kids can do is based on project-based learning. So there's opportunities out there for you guys. You know, when they bring them to your school, make sure you guys are doing these types of things.
Now, I want to hear from Miss Connectivity. Because without her connectivity, nothing's going to work. Talk to us.
Good morning. I am actually wired woman.
Oh, okay.
So wired woman is definitely related, is connected. So everything is connected. STEM, science, technology, engineering, math is not only that, but it's also the strategies that engage minds, which is, you know, Halifax County, one of their themes. And I actually do like the 3D printing. That is one of the main things that I do in the STEM makerspace. So the lighthouse and also the octahedron are two of the things that I actually did with the 3D printer. And also,
what you done with the kids?
That's a, yep, we're getting that right now. Also in my STEM class, students, though they're at a distance, they can still actually create things. We use a program that is on the web. It's called Tinkercad. And with Tinkercad, I have had students not only in my STEM block, but I have incorporated 3 other STEM classes within that block as well, in which they can create things. They know how to download a STL file, which is the file that the MakerBox, which are the 3D printers that we have at school, that's the file that they read. So the students have been able to download the files, send them to me, and I can actually program or send the file to the printers to print whatever the students have made. So some of my students have made like keychains, was kind of like their first thing. They made a keychain with their name on it. And of course that was like got everybody excited. So everybody wanted a keychain. I'm like, okay, you can have a keychain, that's not the problem. But you have to design it. You have to design it. You have to be able to download the file and then upload the file to send to me so that I can actually print it for you. So it brings everything kind of, you know, in a circle, because not only are they learning, and with the 3D printers, you know, it's a XY, it's actually XYZ plane, but with the coordinate grid, you know, that goes right back to even 6th grade math. It was before 6th grade. So I incorporate that also for them to know, yes, you need to know your X coordinates, your Y coordinates, so you know where to actually place this on your work plane. And the kids, they really like that. Actually, my students right now are working on a project that is due this Friday called Tinkercad House. So they have to actually go into Tinkercad. They're building a Tinkercad house of their own.
There you go. There you go. So we have so many new
I would just like to say this. No school in the region, the school district in the region, have the type of firepower that we have. We have STEAM that's over on the southeast side, to the northwest side, we have STEM. And we complement each other, no competition, we complement. And we also go under that C, which is Dr. C. So let's give a round of applause to Dr. C. Give 5 up because he was the visionary along with Dr. Ballard to bring this stuff together. Give it up, give it up. There you go. That's right. Got to readjust my mask. But we have so much, Dr. Ballard, we just have the STEM squad and the STEAM squad. But what we want all of you to know out there in Facebook land is that you can leave Davie and enroll in Enfield, and they will have the same platform. Am I right? You can leave Everett and enroll in inboarding and have the same experience. See, I told you, didn't we fix it?
That's right.
Didn't we fix it?
Made a school system.
We made it a school system. See, we're not in silos in Halifax County. We're working together as one, as a school system. And what I'm so proud of is that we have balance in Halifax County. We have balance. Now, we know that we have a difference in the way we want to express ourselves. See, over here, they have arts. See, on this side, guess what we set up? A studio. So all you musicians, we have a room where you can jam all you want and create any additional music. That's why it's called the STEAM school. We've added the A, which is arts. But on this side, we have STEM. But he still has music. He still has it, but he loves to shoot off those rockets and talk to me about propulsion because he's all about creating new astronauts and getting us to Mars. So wherever your palate is, whatever your taste are, you can go to any one of our schools. Am I right, Dr. Ballard? How does that make you feel as the assistant superintendent when you start to see the balance?
Well, I want to kind of throw a cue out there to the work world, because when you think about the things that we're doing, and you think about the mission and vision of Halifax County Schools, you can now see exemplars of collaboration, critical thinking, problem solving, agility, entrepreneurship, analyzing, and imagination.
Ooh.
Those are the things that our students have, and those are the things that employers look for. Those are those 21st century skills that we're looking for in terms of our next leaders of the world.
And that's what it's
so
really
that's
all
right
about.
here in Halifax.
And also showing that roles are not just defined by gender.
Right.
That girls can be engineers. That men don't always just have to be the engineers and the scientists. We see that with your girls who game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With, just identifying when in my STEM classes how excited they get just to mix chemicals together. It's not just about what the boys can destroy, but what can girls destroy too.
Right. What can they do? And that's what we're talking about. Girls that game. See, it's just not gender specific. We're encouraging everyone to strive for 5. Talk a little bit about Girls That Game real quick, Dr.
So when we
Ballard.
talk about the Girls That Game, they have this particular thing called Minecraft. And so the girls, they get an opportunity to work on different things as it relates to that. It's a partnership that we have with Dell. And so the girls, they have an opportunity to work through problem-solving skills, collaboration, those soft skills that businesses and industry, they look for. And so we have that with our Girls That Game. And this is an all-female group because we're kind of trying to get more girls to go into that STEM sector. And so they get an opportunity to showcase their skills. And so it's girl power.
Girl power.
Girl power, as we
GP.
say. Yes, girl power. And so we really like that, and we try to build upon that and try to encourage our students to know the different roles as it relates to STEM and STEAM.
Yeah, I am just so proud. What do you think about girl power?
Girls totally wrong. I think that honestly, a lot of times, I probably don't need a mic, but a lot of times we focus so much, even when I was growing up, it was more so guys were engineers, the young women were nurses or things like that. But now it doesn't really matter. As they said before, it doesn't matter about gender. And I think Girls That Rock, they totally, the young ladies, I was here on the board meeting last week, they totally rock.
They do. Yes, they do.
And it's so cool because they're so excited,
Yes,
and
they
they give me excitement, and I think that's what makes it so wonderful, is because we all know that the youth are the new leaders for tomorrow. So their excitement fuels me, and it's like, okay, so what can I learn? Because I want to make this the best experience for them. And then when we get together and we're able to collaborate and say, well, Ms. Sykes, if you do this, then this works. I'm like, okay, cool.
Problem solving.
You know, we're all working together, and the challenge for this cohort is they have to create an eatery. So the question I proposed to the team was, if we had any way in the world that we could feed all the people in the world, how would we do it in Halifax County? And it's so inspiring to hear their answers, like, oh, Ms. Sykes, we could do a farm, or we could do, we could have a big cafeteria. Okay, well then it poses more questions. How are we going to fuel our cafeteria? Well, how are we going to take care of our farm? So, you know, it really challenges them to think beyond the obvious and think more about everything that goes into making it happen.
That's right. That's right. So when we look at all of the course offerings that's being offered to all of our children in Halifax County, you're beginning to see a new school system emerge. One that's built better, built stronger. We've learned and we have grown, and surrounded by these outstanding educators who have given their heart to you, to every child in Halifax County. On behalf of the Board of Education, I am pumped for the STEAM squad that's here again. And I am pumped for the STEM squad that's here again. And I am here telling all of you that you belong right here in Halifax County Schools. Thank you both for coming and spending time on Sweet Tea with Dr. C. We'll be right back.
Team Halifax.
Woo! Big shout out to all of our veterans. You know, our veterans, you have fought so valiantly for our country. And from the bottom of my heart, my father served, you know, Battle has relatives who served. We all have had people who have laid their lives down for Old Glory, that red, white, and blue. And for that, I am deeply grateful. I am so deeply grateful for the sacrifice that you give for the United States of America every single day. And you know, Dr. Battle, how would you sum up today?
Today was very inspiring, given the state of our nation right now, with our President-elect Biden and our Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. It's a great day. It's a great day for the world, but especially for Halifax County Schools. We can see evidence and artifacts that our leader is moving, Dr. Cunningham. We can see that we're operating as a school system, and that our students, you can see the investment coming out in our students, like Anaya. And we have so many other Anayas that we can elevate in this arena. And so with the grandparent, Ms. Nicholson, we want to shout out to her, because it does take an entire village to raise a child. And we also want to acknowledge about our virtual learning. It is our current reality right now. And so we have to invest in those things that strengthen communication, the relationship, making sure that we can live up to the expectation of our vision and our mission statement to make sure that we can make this a better place for our students. And so I want to thank you for partnering with us on that and being our leader in terms of making sure that Halifax can rise. And we are.
And we are definitely rising. Thank you very much. You know, family, Facebook family, you know, we're doing a lot here in Halifax County. We're living within our resources, aren't we, Battle?
We are.
But we're also pushing the envelope. Our children deserve the same experiences as everyone else. And we are dedicated in providing them with the same opportunities that the great state of North Carolina, the Constitution says that must be provided to every single student. And in Halifax County Schools, we're doing just that. You saw Anaya Nicholson going to A&T, but she was accepted to every school she applied to.
That's right.
You know, you heard Ms. McCoy talking about the percentage of students going to college. It's doubling. You're going to hear from Steve Hunter over at Northwest talk about the mighty Vikings. You've already heard from Professor STEM, a.k.a. Jerome Williams, talk about William R. Davey and the STEM initiative, coupled with our Principal of the Year, Chastity Kinsey, growing kids, 3 years.
That's right.
In one. Where are you going to see that kind of growth? Unless you have a dedicated principal who can push the envelope. Now, when you push like that, when you push like this, when you push like that, what you're seeing, it will get tense. But as Ms. Nicholson said, we all have to stay together.
One body, one
and
voice.
realize that all of our efforts are only geared on pushing that student to a higher level.
That's right.
And taking that family name to a higher level. On behalf of the Board of Education, we would like to thank you for joining us on this sweet tea. I'm hyped up, y'all.
Yes.
I'm feeling good about Halifax County Schools, and I can't wait to see you next month. Have a happy Thanksgiving, National Gratitude Month. Give thanks every single day, and a big shout out to all of our veterans. We love you.
No school for students on Wednesday.
Oh, no school for students on Wednesday.
In honor of Veterans Day.
That's right, in honor of Veterans Day. Thank you. We're out.